After student protests in Bangladesh brought down the government, many police officers there abandoned their posts, fearing reprisals from the movement that they attempted to quash. Now, students are trying to fill their role, patrolling the streets of Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka, to avert a crisis of law and order.
As night falls in Dhaka, the students take control of the streets. They're patrolling their neighborhood to protect the residents from robberies. They are telling residents to be vigilant, but also assuring them that they are on guard to protect them.
Police are not present here on the field, so we are acting their role to confirm our safety and our society's people. Study is important for us, but to protect our people and protect our societies, it is one of the most important work. Also one of the most important work for us.
The presence of the students on the streets brings a big sigh of relief for the residents.
The autocratic Sheikh Hasina government fled away. She not fled alone, she fled with her police, as she used police as their political workers. Police didn't have the guards to stay there so far. So what happened there, that law and order broke down actually. We felt insecure, and then the students came again on the road. They ensure our security. So far, police is not there. To maintain the law and order, they are performing their role, and hopefully police will come and join their work, and the law order will come again, inshallah.
Police are largely absent in Bangladesh. Students and activists have taken up many of their roles. They were accused of shooting to kill protesting students. Some 300 people, many of them with bullet wounds, were killed in the days preceding the fall of Hasina's government. The angry protesters retaliated with attacks on police. Police stations like this one in Dhaka were burned down. In some instances, police officers were killed. This has instilled a fear in police, and many of them are not showing up for work.
We had to take some actions that went against the people, the common people. So the people went against us, and they actually destroyed a lot of different types of establishments, and they destroyed our police vehicles. We have witnessed death casualties of many common people, even some police persons. So the total policing activities actually had gone to a halt. We are again starting our all type of operational activities and tried to help those people regain their confidence on police.
Developing trust between the police and the Bangladeshi people is one of the toughest challenges for the interim government. Until that happens, many are willing to do whatever it takes to ensure their country does not fall into darkness.
Well, for more on this now, I'm joined in the studio here by DW reporter Beenish Javed. Beenish, talk to us more about the role of the police during the protests. Why did they act the way they did, and why has trust in the police been so badly eroded?
I would say, Terry, that the police brutality, and the evidence is now publicly available, that it completely shocked even many in Bangladesh. There's evidence that shows that police, along with the security forces, used unnecessary and lethal force on peaceful protests. And the protests basically initially were peaceful. The students were demanding change in the government jobs quota system. But this is a pattern of the former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government during these 15 years. Whenever there were protests or whenever there was dissent, force was used to quell the protests. But this time the students had retaliated, and what we saw that the police used rubber bullets, sound grenades, firearms with lethal ammunition, including birdshot pellets and bullets. And this is also what now the United Nations is saying, and other rights group Amnesty International has also been saying that there was unlawful force that the police used. And that is what triggered a lot of anger among Bangladeshis, and they are demanding justice. And that distrust is now so high that police is scared, basically, to come back on the streets and do policing activities.
So what can be done to overcome this situation, for the police to rebuild trust among the population?
The number one demand is accountability. And the interim government has changed the Inspector General of the police, also the head of the paramilitary Rapid Action Battalion. They have been replaced. There has also been massive reshuffle in other ranks of the police. The United Nations has asked the interim government for an independent and impartial investigation into all deaths during this period. And Terry, we are talking about the local Bangladeshi media says they estimate that there are around 600 people that have been killed. And the chief advisor of the interim government, Mohammed Yunus, and also the chief of the army staff, they have announced and they have made public commitments that there will be an investigation into all lawful deaths. And I think that is what people in Bangladesh right now want to see, a fair and transparent investigation, and that might help regain some trust on police and also on other security forces.
Now, an interim government is in place. Has the political situation stabilized, or could things explode again?
So, on the surface, things appear to be calm. Police stations are becoming operational. Some of the police stations where there are police officers not showing up, we have seen some evidence that even the military soldiers are helping the police in the police stations. So they are trying to regain trust and confidence, but it's a big challenge for the interim government. Bangladesh has a history of political violence. So far, all political parties, even one of the main political parties, Bangladesh Nationalist Party, they have shown their support to the interim government, because the interim government says that they need time. They can't just make all the reforms instantly. So they need time to make depoliticize state institutions, reform, and it also has to, I think, extend support to the government of political party of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. So there is political reconciliation in the country.
Beenish, thank you very much. DW reporter Beenish Javed.